And with 99% of votes being reported, the Associated Press has called one of the two races in Georgia for the U.S. Senate. On the Democratic side, Reverend Raphael Warnock becoming the first black senator in his state's history, by the way. He leads by 54,000 votes. So control of the Senate really now just coming down to this race on your screen right now, which is still too close to call. However, Democrat Jon Ossoff is leading Republican incumbent Senator David Perdue by about 0.4 of a percentage point, specifically about 17,000 votes, a little more. That is within the margin for a possible recount that would be put in place should Senator Perdue want to. Georgia state election officials say the remaining votes still outstanding will be coming from mostly Democratic-leaning counties right now. Ossoff campaign is feeling confident, though. This afternoon, they have released a statement declaring victory in the runoff. Let's take a listen.
It is with humility that I thank the people of Georgia for electing me to serve you in the United States Senate. Thank you for the confidence and trust that you have placed in me. At this moment of crisis, as COVID-19 continues to ravage our state and our country, when hundreds of thousands have lost their lives, millions have lost livelihoods.
Senator David Perdue's campaign also issued a statement overnight saying, quote, "This is an exceptionally close election that will require time and transparency to be certain the results are fair and accurate and the voices of Georgians are heard. We will mobilize every available resource and exhaust every legal recourse to ensure all legally cast ballots are properly counted. We believe in the end, Senator Perdue will be victorious."